to say thank you, and we should recognize all the moms in the audience today. Because as I heard earlier today, where would we be without our mothers? Where would we be without moms? And I wanted just to share this. It came to me, and I thought it was important for me to share today, seeing that it's Mother's Day. Last year, when I started speaking out against this exaggerated and horrible response to COVID, I noticed just about everybody who was calling me up to thank me was mothers. And it was really odd, and I was scratching my head for many months. Why is it all these moms that are calling me up and thanking me for speaking out about these measures? And I came to realize that moms see life a little bit differently than dads. Moms see life differently than anybody else. They see life through their children. Yes. Through their children. And their life, you know, I was very blessed having a lovely mom. She passed away a few years ago. But I knew, like, we had wonderful talks, and she saw her life through her 9 children. Right? And it came, I finally woke up one day last summer and said, that's what it is. That's what this is about. Moms know what's going on, and they see the danger. They see the danger firsthand and firstly. And that's what we're here about. That's what freedom is about. It's not so much about me or you. Freedom is about our children and our grandchildren. And just as our moms and our dads left freedom for us to grow and to live and lead exciting, rewarding lives, we have to do the same for our children and our grandchildren. So thank you to all the moms for waking me up and waking so many others up over the last year, and for being here today. And it's still today. We've got no more lockdowns.ca. We're organizing groups everywhere. And I can tell you, there's a lot of moms in the group. A lot of moms. They really do see this danger. And many people, I think there's a lot of people, there are people in this country who don't see this as a danger. There's actually people in our communities, in our families, who actually like not having freedom. And that's disturbing, it's sad, it's also dangerous. Yes. And then there's people like us who see that it is a danger. Yes. And we're willing to take the heat. Yep. We're willing to take some scorn. We're willing to take some bad names. But we're going to stand up and say it anyway. But there's a whole lot of people out there who know what's going on is wrong, and they're silent. And it's their silence that permits this dangerous path to continue. And that's part of our job, is to help encourage them, help wake them up, help them be informed, help them to be knowledgeable, and help them find a backbone. That their paycheck is not more valuable than their children's future. Right? Being called bad names on Twitter and social media is worth fighting and taking to defend your children's future. And I know this. Last summer, I spoke with a very senior cabinet minister in the foreign administration, and he didn't like these measures, didn't like these lockdowns. And we chatted at length about this. And he was still going to support continued lockdowns. And I said, I won't use his name. Well, because I won't use his name because it applies to many of them. And I said, you're willing to sacrifice your children's future for your re-election. And that's what it is. How can any father, any mother, sacrifice their children's future for a paycheck today? There's no job, there's no amount of money.
No, there isn't.
There's no amount of money anywhere that is worth my children's and my grandchildren's future. You know, and I'll share this story. Yesterday in Barrie, I got another piece of wallpaper for my wall. The wall is getting full up. It doesn't matter. I don't care how many tickets they give me. There's not enough tickets in the world that will let me sacrifice my children's future. None. They can put me in jail all they want. They can take anything they want. They are not going to take my children's future, ever. But I said to this young woman constable who gave me this ticket yesterday, I said, you can give it to me. But I said, if it's anybody who's going to be paying it will be your children will be paying the cost of this ticket. Right? If that ticket gets paid, it'll be paid by your children. So issue them all you want. Right? You're not going to hurt me, but you're going to certainly damage your children every time you issue one. And we have to tell these people what's at stake. And what's at stake is far more. This virus and the government's whole approach to it has been a fraud. It's been an exaggerated fraud. We knew early on, very early on, by April last year, that all the uncertainty, all the misinformation, all the speculation and all the projections and all the models were all bloody wrong. Right? And there's no doubt, a lot of that misinformation was purposeful. Are we still here? I thought I might have to put on my big boy voice there. But it was purposeful, this misinformation. And it still continues today. And the fraud, just like Bernie Madoff's frauds, he started with little frauds before he got to the 50 billion fraud.
Now he's dead.
Doug Ford has been building up fraud after fraud after fraud, along with public health, along with many, many people and businesses who are exploiting this virus for their own gain and for all of our losses and all of our children's losses. And we can't let them get away with this fraud any longer. We've been building up, we've been organizing, our rallies are getting bigger and more frequent, getting all around the province. We've started the End of Lockdown Caucus. We have about 60 elected members. But we've got much more to do. Much more to do. And you can help us. Help us in every which way. Help to inform your friends, and your family members. Because we know that this has caused a lot of division within families. It's been used. COVID has become the greatest excuse for mediocrity in Canada. It's become an excuse not to see one another's. It's been an excuse in the family courts for custody of children. It's become a very, very divisive. It's caused animosity and anger in our communities with people snitching and ratting on others. That's not our Canada. That's Gestapoism. That's KGB style stuff. That's not Canada. I grew up, and their attitude when I grew up was live and let live. Not to go rat on to whoever else. And it was also about being truthful and being free to speak. You know, nobody here will notice, but I just got a haircut last week. First time for a while. But this is, I went to the underground barbershop. Who would have ever thought that we would have underground churches and underground barbershops in this country? Right? Now I'm not going to tell you his name either, but if you want to get a haircut and you're up near Perth, just give me a call and I'll let you know. But I was in getting my hair cut and I was chatting with this young man. And of course, when you're in a barber's chair, you chat. And I asked him, I said, are you busy? Oh, he says, yeah. This is good. I said, so you're getting a steady clientele in? Yep. He says, oh yeah, the police come in to get their hair cut. And the politicians come in to get their hair cut. And I believe him. He was a real Canadian. He's telling the truth. He's being honest. And he's not living the lie like those police officers are. And those politicians who keep scorn and ridicule on others for not wearing their mask or not following the rules. But then they secretly and quietly go into the underground barbershop. Listen, this is a much more dangerous problem than many people realize. We have to do more. We have to speak out, talk to our families and friends. I understand this Tuesday in Kitchener, Waterloo, the regional government is discussing about extending the mask mandate here. Get on the phone, get online, and tell them what you think of their bloody mask mandate.
Remove them from office.
And get on the phone and get on the emails and tell every elected member. I don't care if it's a school board trustee or a local councillor, a regional councillor, a member of parliament. It's not important what they tell you back. What's important is for you to tell them what you want. You want freedom. You want your Canada back. Freedom, 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 But I want to say one more thing, and this might be strong words, but I think they're truthful words. We are in a war. We are in a war for the conscience of this country and what this country is going to be. Is it going to be a free country with free markets, with loving families?
Yes, it will be.
Or is it going to be an authoritarian state?
No.
Is it going to be a fascist state?
No.
There is no government right at the moment has or understands how to get out of the mess that they've created. And we've known that for a long time. Back at the beginning of May last year, when the legislature reopened, I went down and I spoke with a number of Ford's senior staff. And they asked me, said, well, how would you get out of this mess? And I said, to be honest, to speak truthfully to people.
Amen.
And they looked at me and they shook their heads and they said, we can't do that.
They don't understand the truth.
We can't do that.
That's why you're politicians.
You know, that people will not re-elect us if we told them the truth. And I said, the longer you lie, the harder it's going to get to be truthful.
Especially when you're hanging
The
around.
longer you lie, the more people will not be forgiving for your errors. And they still don't get it. They don't get that being truthful and being honest is not a bad thing in life. It's a Canadian thing to do, to be truthful and honest. Sometimes we make mistakes. We all do. But we're Canadians. Truth will set you free.
Evil, they can't even attest it.
So, this is a war. It's, as we saw out in Alberta, police officers in multiple cruisers taking down a pastor on the highway, dragging him, cuffing him, hauling him away, because he knows that he obeys God first, not men. But we're not far behind. We're not far behind. Pastor Jacob told us the state has seized his church. Never have we seen this in Canadian history. Pastors being incarcerated, being arrested, churches being seized. And Henry Hildebrandt's church in Elmer is in court tomorrow, and in all likelihood, they will move to seize his church. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be watching for that decision tomorrow. And this is, as God is my witness, if they move to seize Henry's church tomorrow, they'll have to come through me and a lot of other people to get there. We'll be there. I'll be in Elmer. I ask everybody to come to Elmer. We'll stand our ground in Elmer. We'll stand our ground for freedoms. We're going to be polite. We're going to be considerate. But we're going to be free, and we're going to assert our freedom in the face of any tyranny. We're going to win this war, and we're going to win it by standing up and being free Canadians every day, everywhere, for all our children, for all our grandchildren, and for all time to come. Thank you very much.
Amazing! Thank you, everybody! Freedom! 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 Who's ready to dance? Yeah, okay, we're gonna warm up before we march, so you're all welcome to dance. Actually, you're expected to dance. Because when